National Institute of Fashion Technology has been a mecca for all kinds of creative talents which have been crafted and molded into finest of professionals. These professionals are a combination of thorough knowledge and enviable skill set, and go on to add tremendous value to their respective industries. Textile Design and Development Department has been the harbinger of crafting creativity and producing high-quality professionals for the ever-growing textile industry. The TDD program, with a perfect balance of techniques inherited from our heritage and the new economy world, helps the students transform their raw and energetic ideas into the tangible.
Inspiration can be from anything, from a cup of coffee to philosophy. And for my diploma project, I had the opportunity to explore various textiles, various techniques, and cater to different markets. And down in the future, well, the opportunities are vast. And although NIFT has given me a professional existence and specialization in textiles, I think I've developed holistically in design. I can probably attend to any other field as well.
My theme is Florida Nova, and I'm focusing on the new fresh flowers of the spring. The first collection, the Shanghai Spring, is based on Oriental look and is deriving inspiration from the Oriental ornamental flowers. Here the fabrics have been dyed, patched together, and thereafter printed. The collections developed in this particular range are table linen and bed linen.
I did my collections in apparel and home furnishing fabrics using techniques of shibori and handloom weaving with the use of natural dyes. I've used 100% cotton and 100% natural fabrics to give a very, very naturalistic and simplistic look to my garments and fabrics as well. What I think I want to be a successful person as a whole. The theme of my collections is refreshing, whereby the look is fresh and pleasing to the eyes. And I've basically taken inspiration from the oceanic elements like swirls, waves, stones, shells, and the transparency of the water. Basically, I've tried to explore and experiment with techniques, fabrics, colors. I would like to work as a freelance designer and have my own studio rather than working in an export house.
Home textile is a sector which has almost shown a growth similar to ours. 1996, when our first graduating batch was coming out, the number of participating Indian companies in Textile Frankfurt was about 204. Today it's 370 odd companies. And if you compare the growth of participating companies with number of graduates coming out of our department, you'll find that the graphs are parallel to each other. This is a very, very synergistic relationship which we have developed with the industry and which is going to serve us well in the long run.
My designs are basically inspired from history of the world and history of the different tribes. My first collection is based on the botanical illustrations done in the Byzantine era and the first herbals of Renaissance. My focus is basically on the elite class of the domestic market. NIFT has been really interesting. I've learned a lot from the people around me, from my faculty who have given me the required professional skills to be a designer.
This particular collection was done for kids of the age 5 to 9. I took my inspiration from the American flag. Actually, after September 11, there was a huge wave of patriotism that hit the American mass. So the parents consider it as a beautiful opportunity to inspire their kid to become a good citizen, good American. And I have done it in a separate, very unique manner of taking safari animals and cladding them with American flag colors.
Form and color inspire me a lot, and I've played with form and color in my collections, in my diploma project in which I've done rugs. I'd like to experiment and do as much as I can with the art and design and whatever that I've learnt in NIFT and otherwise.
My basic inspiration for this collection is flower zebras. It's very lively, very energetic. If you see the colors, they are like very bold. The material used is a mini buffalo, it's a hakka bag and 7-ounce twill and sheeting fabric. It's all in cotton.
I designed particular collection for upper middle to higher segment of American market. The inspiration I took from the feminism. I depicted the innocence, softness, delicacy of a feminine beauty. I choose purple, pink, lavender in my color palette and added the accent of ivory and green color.
I think the main reason why our students are doing so well in the industry is because of certain I think traits that they develop while they're doing the course here. One of them, which I really think is important, which most of them have, is the ability to adapt. They can design keeping in mind the client, keeping in mind the market, keeping in mind the pricing, keeping in mind the kind of products. They can design all kinds of products.
For the diploma project, I work for designing the terry towel. And while designing terry towel, my basic inspiration is nature. In my beach towel collection, I took inspiration from tropical forest. And in my second collection, that is bath towel collection, I inspired by the cultivated flowers mainly found in garden. My wish is चांद तारे तोड़ लाऊं, सारी दुनिया पर मैं छाऊं, बस इतना सा ख्वाब है.
As a part of my diploma project with Sri International Noida, I worked out a Christmas line, basically a coordinated Christmas line for the markets of United States of America, Canada and Europe. The look of Christmas line is cheering, novel and experimental. The bottom line is the radiance. That is the basic look of the collection. The colors used are the traditional colors of Christmas, which are red, green, golden and snow white.
My basic inspiration was from nature itself, which is so vast and present various hues and views. My products that I designed were for the domestic market and I had to do it in prints. It had all floral patterns, fruits. Color schemes were like derived from the nature, very, very delicate. I think I just live in the present, don't really bother about the future.
For the last 5 years, we have been employing graduates from NIFT, and we are very satisfied and happy with them because they understand the brief that we have and they have the ability to interpret it in exactly the way that we want it on paper.
So I remember that even when we were in NIFT, we used to go in for field trips. We used to go to villages for craft documentation. And we used to slog for hours and hours and hours. You know, we used to stay overnight and work as much as we could. And that really helped us get along. I mean, once you get into the industry, then the pressure doesn't seem so much all of a sudden.
So guys, what really helps you here in NIFT is the kind of positive or negative feedback you get when you're presenting your print or a woven project in the class, because that's where that criticism teaches you how you have to go about in life, because you can make a phenomenal design, maybe the client doesn't like it. So that's how you learn in NIFT how that criticism is important.
The main brief that I was given was to train the weavers in the ashram and also to make collections on summer bags, rugs and cushion covers. I was to design for young girls between the age of 18 to 25 years, and all my collections were designed for the domestic market. I wanted to capture the carefree spirit of these young girls through my collections, and all my collections are 100% cotton.
I have done my collection for mainly Japanese market, and my theme was gender symbiosis. In which I have explored the different possibilities of textures and weaves and everything. And my collection is a chenille mat, which is got inspired from the Zen garden.
designed a range of saris and scarves for the domestic market. I have used Swarovski crystals, embroideries and shibori. Customers is basically belongs to the age group of 18 to 25 years for scarves, and for saris it's 25 to 40 years.
I designed for the American market, upper middle class. I chose the theme as my floral fantasies and lullabies because child is mostly inspired by different type of forms, colors and other natural objects. I want to become a successful textile designer and want to continue my studies.
I'm inspired by the tall, dark grey buildings that form angles and shapes between the horizons of the skies, the grey skies. It's basically all about basic solid geometry. I see myself playing a role somewhere as a fiber developer or a technologist.
In Textile Design and Development course at NIFT, we train our students towards a complete design profession. When we mean design profession, they are trained towards aesthetics, market, costing, techniques, and the trends. It gives us immense pleasure to see our students doing very well and industry acknowledging their efforts.
I developed 4 collections for car interiors on flat woven jacquard and flat woven Dobby fabric. So I chose one of my theme as Metropolis, in which grey was the most prominent color. There were basically different shades of grey which I had used on this collection, and the motifs are abstract motifs which I have derived from the grey and the sinister world of the Industrial Revolution.
My bedroom collection has very soothing effect. The inspiration is early summer, spring, has yellow, blues and greens in different shades.
I basically developed soft furnishings for a company called Accents for Living. The main theme in all the collections was basically inspired by 2 central themes. One being nature, as in I took inspiration from seeds, the colors, the kinds of designs, and I incorporated those according to my own feelings.
I have developed a collection for beach towel, and it is basically for the US market. I have taken inspiration from the seaside elements like palm tree, boat. The colors which I use is basically aqua, yellow, orange.
I like to play around with colors and a mix and match of techniques and explorations. All my collections were aimed at HEMTEX 2003, taking the color palette from autumn winter 2003-04. So my collection Autumn's Glory, it has taken the motifs from 4 main species of autumn leaves.
Understanding of textile materials and process is the most important requirement of our textile design course, and also that quality analysis that gives all the important requirements and quality parameters to be considered to develop that fabrics according to that industry requirement.
I took inspiration from Zen as a concept. I've tried to depict Zen in 3 different moods altogether. The first collection that I have depicts the very soft and serene aspect of Zen. The second is all about fresh and humorous aspect of Zen.
My theme for this collection was arcane architecture, in which I picked up motifs and patterns from different kind of textures, formations in the cloud, different kind of patterns which we see all around us, on the stones, on buildings, here and there.
I've taken inspiration from my products is Blue Lagoon. It's a coordinated bedroom collection. It's in checks and stripes, taking plain weaves. I had to explore more with colors, taking the blue and green shades.
Which was given to me was to design Indo-Western wear and saris for the domestic market. And the kinds of fabrics which I picked up was the regular georgettes and crepes, and the part of my brief was to work with surfaces, basically surface embellishment. So I picked up different kinds of material, boucle yarn, sequins, silk fabrics to do patchwork flowers. I will be exploring new places, going to different places where I can see textile happening, to the rural India to discover different kinds of techniques.
In Textile Design and Development Department, we have been able to blend together a good combination of courses with the help of our Industry Advisory Board, feedback from the alumni, feedback from the students and the faculty. I think now we are giving them a good mixture of courses which are technology based, design based, skill based, research and liberal arts. Each passing year is a very interesting phase in our lives also as teachers. It's a very rewarding experience. With each passing year you get fresh ideas from the students and it's reciprocation, I think. We also learn quite a lot from them and I think it's fun being with the students.
The best thing that happened to me in my childhood when my father gifted me this violin, and the best thing that happened to me in my student career as well as professional life, and that was NIFT. It is not only because NIFT has given me the professional attitude, professional course, but also because it had made me more innovative. But gradually, being in NIFT, I got to know how innovation can be implemented perfectly.
We've been extremely privileged at NIFT to have got extremely good cooperation and support of the industry. We have been striving to work, to learn from the industry, to get their inputs in terms of understanding what their expectations of our students are, what they really wish the professional manpower to be in a global post-WTO competitive, terribly competitive environment. Is it leadership that they're looking for? Is it good professionals they're looking for, good skills? Is it team building capability that they're looking for? Is it a wholesome personality they are looking for? I wish the graduating batch, 7th graduating batch of Textile Design and Development Department, the very best in terms of aspiring in their aspirations, achieving their aspirations, in terms of their ability to succeed in whatever endeavors they take up, whatever enterprise they take up.